Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bub and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hootney.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome along to Trackside with Kokpit, brought to you by the crew of GARAGE16. Kinser and Booker here on another Wednesday, and I guarantee you it's pretty chilly where you are watching the show, but welcome on board. And Books, mate, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, mate. I'm not too bad today, actually. It's got a bit chillier here in the lovely Hawke's Bay, but still getting nice sunny day, even though we get a bit cold, Good frosts, so winter is upon us, I think, and yeah, mate, it's looking good. All looking good. All box of fluffy ducks, mate.
That's the one. Hey, for those Speedway fans over the last 24 hours, no doubt most of you would have seen, obviously, the official Speedway Awards with the release of every single person, whatever it was and whatever category or named as the finalists. So congratulations to each and one of you who got nominated, first and foremost. Thanks to all the people who nominated every single person in each category, but also wish you all the best for the awards coming up. Deserved. And I know there's a lot of people out there talking about it, but hey, it is just part of the awards. So well done. Congratulations and all the best for the upcoming awards. And there's a couple of things we want to talk and just clear in regards to maybe some of those that others should have thought should have been selected, but that's life. Take it on the chin and try again next time.
Well, that's right, Kind. Like it's a committee of people, I suppose, that decide based on applications that are put in by people, nominations that are put in that decide who's who and what's what and how to get in there. And I don't want to take anything away from anybody that's been nominated and got into the finals. I think if you're in there, you deserve to be there. But there are some interesting ones there that sort of thought, oh, there's other people that I thought had done more for the sport than them that hadn't got in, and but it is what it is. But I also like to say, like, we're all out there and we're on the Facebook and we're all watching these awards pop up and people saying thanks and all the rest of it, and everyone's getting their congratulations. But we've also got the photos that are going up at the moment that people are voting on for best picture or something in the sport and stuff. And there's been a bit of just some negativity and stuff being put on some of the posts about some people. And you need to think before you speak sometimes, engage the brain before you open the shit mixer. It affects people a lot when you post this crap on Facebook and attack these guys for no reason but your own satisfaction, I suppose. I mean, I've been attacked a bit this year, and it happens, and being in the limelight like we are, Kins, I suppose I have to accept that happens. But I know of a couple of photographers that travel more than we do around the country for our sport, and they do a lot, and they make the effort and they put the effort in, and then some dropkick sits there and goes, oh, bloody blah, 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 and has a go at them and makes them feel shit, And my point behind it is it's not good for our sport. These people are promoting the sport and you're attacking them. So just stop and think, engage the brain, before you make a comment on Facebook. You can sit there behind your keyboard and make a statement without any justification or consequences for your actions. But just think about the big picture. Would you like it if it was done to you? And just think about that. That's all I'm saying. It really just isn't good enough, to be fair. Yeah. So just pull your heads in, people, and give the people the appreciation that make the effort. Show them your appreciation. You don't have to say negative shit all the time.
No, you're right. You're 100% right. You pretty well nailed it on the head there, Booker. It's just about thinking before you actually go and type away. And hey, for those who are sitting there listening to this little bit, we're not talking about us.
No.
All right. So get that right. First, it's not about us. It's about other actions that we have seen happening towards those in regards to the recent awards and as such. So, yeah, you're right, Booker. We'll leave it at that because, we want to celebrate a big event coming up in the South. And before I do start, I'm actually very, very happy to see that you're going to be heading down that way
Mm.
because I've often spoken to you about how beautiful the South Island is, and I tell a lot of people, you want to check out your own backyard, go and check out the beautiful South Island. The people are lovely, the scenery is beautiful. The whole South Island is just totally different to the north, and what you're going to be looking forward to, mate, aside from freezing your ass off, is obviously the company of the people down there you're going to be with, which you're going to enjoy. It's an event I know you love. It's rally, but also just experiencing the South Island. You better bloody come back to Napier, mate, to the Hawke's Bay. But yeah, you're going to enjoy it, mate. But safe travels, and yeah, do what you do down there, work wise, and enjoy while you're down there, mate.
Yeah, yeah. It's to be fair, we were just talking off air before we went live, and the thing that's going through my head now is just the weather on the ferry. These boys have, because I've never been on the ferry before, so they were saying if you get this, it might be a bit windy. It might be so. Yeah, so now I'm just gonna have to find some old lady and stand at the front and do my best Titanic at the front of the boat, I think, and get some photos and put that out on the social media, mate. Have some laughs instead of some. But yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to it. And to be fair, it's a great privilege to be asked to do this, and I'm so excited to be able to help our guests that are coming on, help them achieve what they're trying to achieve with the sport. Like we sit back and we promote our side of our speedway, and we try and promote as much as we can, and we try to help other motorsports out where we can. And these two guys are the same as us, mate. They're out there trying to make the best of the rally and bring it to everybody and really get that out there and let people excited again. Because I remember years ago, the excitement around, I was talking to someone earlier today, the excitement around rally used to be huge, and it sort of drifted a wee bit behind the wavewards, and I'd like to see it get back up to its prime again, where people are just chomping at the bit to go and watch rally events and support everything and these events that we're doing. And these guys are just doing a fantastic job, them and their team, to try and promote and do as much as they can for their sport. And I think that's fantastic, mate.
Yeah, exactly. All right, should we bring them in?
Yeah, let's get them in here.
Names. Hey, Rally Race Group. I'm going to talk about that and how they shined on the motorsport at the New Zealand Awards. Paul and Tony, these handsome young men sitting there who's joining us right now. Hey, hey, you guys. Hey, we're good, mate. How are you two?
Yeah, good. I'm still lost back on Booker standing at the front of the boat like the Titanic.
Well, I hope if I stand it, I don't want to stand too far at the front. The boat might start nosediving, eh? So.
Oh, he's in for a bit of an experience, though, crossing the Cook Strait. You don't beat it. You're on there for, what, 3 hours, I think it is, from memory. And, mate, you're going to love it, Books. You will enjoy it. And mixing and mingling and talking with the people. You hear a song there, rock, gasoline.
Oh, it's people ringing me.
Scaring the shit out of you on the boat. Hey, gentlemen, before we do start about what is happening down the south, I just want to say, as I mentioned just briefly there, what you've achieved. A significant milestone for Motorsport New Zealand, the awards, obviously Rally Race Group, and congratulations to you two and to the amazing team that makes things fair for you both.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, hey, look, it's a team effort, and in particular, we both want to thank Jacinda Harris, Paul's partner. I mean, she's the massive drive behind our Digital Media Award. We just wouldn't be where we were without the drive that she's put in. And it, like I say, team effort, but a heck of a lot of drives come from her and creating all of that. So we're very proud of her for helping us with that. It's been really, really good.
And also, like picking up on what you were saying before as well, Kinser, about with the award side, like it's just been such a privilege to be recognised for the effort that we have put in and the effort that we put in with bringing the Daybreaker Rally alive last year, which Booker, you were part of as well. And it's with what you were saying before, it's not an easy task. It's certainly a tough gig, pulling events together, and rally in particular has got quite a challenge because of the fact that you're not in a stadium, you're not in an arena, you're actually out in the public roads, and so you've got residents to deal with and all that sort of thing. So to do put a big effort down and then to be awarded for it is a real privilege, and we're stoked. Thank you.
When you think about the use of digital media, how digital media has grasped, in particular what we're talking about with rally, and not just rally, but nearly every sport these days. When you take a look at this thing that I'm holding in my hand, you two gentlemen will remember the block phone back in the day. Then you had your flash flip phone, I don't remember the block phone because I'm not that old. No, I'm not saying this. But yeah, I do. I do.
Don't go there, kids. Don't go there.
But just how big digital media has become. You know, we've been introduced to a social media world, whether you love it or hate it. You've been introduced to a world where people can access nearly everything these days 24/7 at the tip of a hand. It's just the power of digital media is very, very strong.
You have to grow with it too. You have to expose your own sport to it. And if you don't, you get left behind. And you really pulled at the heartstrings before, Booker, when you were talking about the attacks on social media, and that's the bad part of it. And where you have a really good part, you're always going to have a bit of a bad part to it as well. There's so much for younger generation things to do through phones, and so many different things that they can have access to, that it makes rallying, speedway harder and a bit more tougher to grab them as an audience. So we've got to be stronger in our social media to be able to grab them to motorsport in general. And I think it's tougher, but we have more opportunities and more avenues to be able to do that, and it's been able to utilize that.
Yeah, hey, it has its goods, has its pros, and it has its cons. But if we stick to being the positive side of it, it can only be better for us. It's just the way we seem to be moving as a generation these days, especially with the younger ones come through these days, and they're talking in the future cashless society and everything like that, whatever. But yeah, you got to move with the times or you get left behind. Steve Palmer, good evening to you, mate. Daniel Petrie, Mark Goodman. We're all good, Dan. Pete Rose, how are you, Pete? Who else we got here? Carlo Putaranui, Jaden Barnaby's watching, Carl Carpenter.
Come on, we must have Scotty Honeybone on there, surely.
No, this one, he'll be in there. He'll be there.
He's there.
There he is. There's Scott Honeybone. All right, Scott Wayne Otten, how are you, mate? You're in for a treat if the seas are raging. Booker from Wayne Otten. There we go. Yeah, rock him up on the ocean.
I might put my camper on a truck and fly down.
Scott Honeybone, he is watching. Evening, lads. Rally Southland next weekend. Woohoo! Let's go, Robbie Stokes.
Cool.
And Jack Hawksby.
Yeah,
And Jack.
There we go. Yeah.
So, and for those watching, if you're not sure who's who there, Tony's on your left if you're looking at the screen, I think, and Paul's on your right. So Paul's got the Southern Lights rally. If you don't know who Tmac is, then you need to take some lessons in rallying and have a look. So if you've heard of the Starlet with the Hayabusa and that goes like a cut cat, well, there you go. Actually, every time you take it up the road on a show night, one of our followers goes, that guy, just drove his car up the road again.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what house it is, actually. I've been doing that a bit lately just to sort of settle a few things in. So I'm surprised he hasn't been in touch with you a few more times.
Hey, just for fans who normally watch us when we catch you, Daybreaker. So dates for anything like that? I know it's a bit late in the year. Got anything secured on that? Just for the fans who are watching now, who may want to get things in preparation to come along.
Yeah, we have September 13 and 14. So Friday night on the 13th, Friday the 13th is the ceremonial start, and we'll be doing that in the Fielding Town Centre again, and then the rally day is on the Saturday, and we've got a pretty special one in store, Tony?
Yeah,
we've got the route all sorted and the plans around how that event's going to run. As soon as we've got Southern Lights out of the way, then we're going to start cranking up with our information coming out on that. So,
yeah, it's pretty cool. We've got 2 or 3 quite sort of new things that haven't been done in rallying before. So we're just trying to push the envelope and try some different things. And hey, not everything that we are going to try is going to work. We've just got to try them and see if it's going to work for rallying in New Zealand. He said, if we don't know, you just got to have a go.
Wow, that is true. Hey, Booker, you are the new envelope. You're hopping in one of the spare seats in a rally car, mate. Yeah, pushing the envelope.
They don't make the seats big enough, mate.
No, that's all right. But we're here to talk about, obviously, Transport World, the Southern Lights Rally in Invercargill. Obviously, my mate here is heading down that way. enjoyed the Southern hospitality. But, tell us more about the whole, before I start singing, tell us more about the Southern Lights Rally.
Well, if we went back, Southern Lights Rally, well, it wasn't called the Southern Lights Rally, it was called Rally Southland. And that ran as a round of the New Zealand Rally Championship for several years. But just for various reasons, the last time it ran down there was 2004. So that was 20 years ago.
As a championship round.
As a championship round, yeah.
Wow.
Always been known as a tough challenge. We could have snow. We could have ice. We know it's going to be cold. Hope it's not going to be rainy and windy, because when it's rainy and windy down there, the trees are famously horizontal. So we're just hoping that it's going to be a nice clear day, but perhaps cold, and be quite cool if we get a bit of snow. We have got 3 snow plows booked just in case, and that's the thing you've got to do with these events, is just prepare for it. So it's always been known as a bit of a tough challenge, and yeah, like we said, it hasn't been there as a championship event for 20 years. So yeah, Tony and myself and the team, the R2G team, we decided that we'll give it a crack and bring it back to life. So we're doing exactly that, but we wanted to give it a fresh name, and so that's where the Southern Lights came about. And obviously, we all saw with the aurora that happened a month or so back. Be a special treat if we got the same again down those ways. But regardless, it's called Southern Lights. It's a bit of a twist on the fact that we're running nighttime stages as well. So the Friday night, as the cars, they've gone over the start ramp, they're going to head out to the first stage. So the first stage starts in the dark. So there'll be a night stage on the Friday night, and then the Saturday morning, because the weekend of the 21st and 22nd of June is the shortest day of the year, or the shortest weekend of the year. The daylight hours are very, very slim. Mm-hmm. So the first stage will be run in the dark as well. Even though that stage starts at 7:30 in the morning, it'll still be dark through till about 8 o'clock. So yeah, pretty exciting rally.
We're utilising a lot of original stages as well from the days gone by. Some very famous stage names: Happy Valley Road, McInerney Road, which is a very famous stage from years gone by, and a couple of forestry stages, and one in particular, Pebbly Hills, which is the Friday night stage. It's a very well-known Southland rally stage, the name in particular, and it comes from the actual formation of the forest is actually formed on white pebbly sort of stone. It's quite unbelievable. You'll come across in partway through the forestry itself, there'll be mounds of white stone. So the roading itself is made of that. It's quite sort of dulled down, but it's a gravel type surface, but it's quite a round sort of stone. It's quite, I wouldn't say it's slippery, but it's not as grippy as a normal gravel road. So it's quite unique, that stage. It'll take a little bit for the drivers to get their head around it. They'll have to be pretty sharp in their recce just to really understand that surface. It's not a normal surface.
Wow. Like you said, Paul, 2004 was the last 20 years ago. Hard to believe 20 years has gone by so fast, but you two gentlemen, different to Daybreaker, have got yourselves in there again, and hey, resurrected the event under a new name. I tell you what, the fans down there, like you touched on, Tony, around some of the gravel and the way they had to drive the well-known circuits down there, obviously, they must be just hanging out to be back to watch the event, surely.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we've had a heck of a lot of feedback. And I mean,
Cool.
Paul and I have been up and down the country a fair bit where we found time. And we have certain criteria that we need to meet for the council. One important part of it is we need to visit every single resident on every road that we use. And it's very time consuming. Where I was going with that is the farmers and property owners that we've been door knocking on, the support has been mega, like really, really good. So excited, so enthusiastic. Just, yeah, amazing support from residential and farmers, that's for sure. So, yeah, they're pretty keen to see us all back, which it's really good. It's really, really good.
We even had some of the farmers, when we were visiting them, they were recalling the last time the championship rally came through, and they remembered it was 20 years ago. We met one guy at the end of one of the stages, end of Woodlaw, and he was like, I bought this property 20 years ago, and 2 weeks after I bought it, the rally came through. And we're like, yeah, that would have been right. And he goes, I think that was the last time we seen it. Said, yeah, it's dead right. But that wasn't the only one. We had 3 or 4 while we're going around knocking on the doors, remembering the last time it came through. And we haven't had a single piece of negative feedback. It's just been really refreshing, hasn't it, Tony? It's
Yeah,
just,
really good.
Yeah,
Really,
just
really
really
good.
looking forward to it. We also know that the whole community itself, from a motorsport perspective, is very motorsport rich. They have the Burt Munro down there. That's a massive festival. And Booker, you're going to go along to the Motorcycle Mecca museum that they've got there next Wednesday night, and you'll be blown away with what you
It
see.
seriously will, mate. It'll blow your mind. It is one of the most serious motorcycle museums you'll ever see. 3 levels of a building.
Yeah.
And they've also just opened, they call it the George Begg Bunker in remembrance of George Begg, the festival they have. And I tell you, incredible. Very, very good.
You are going to be there for hours, Booker. You'll jump on those little toy ones and you can go, vroom, you push a button, vroom, vroom, and you'll move to the next one. Trust me, you will be there. You'll enjoy the cafeteria. If you have breakfast there, mate, breakfast, it is monstrous for such a good price. And the merch there, you are going to be, because we're going to be live from there today, next Wednesday.
Wednesday night. You'll be live out of Motorcycle Mecca next Wednesday night. So that'll be exciting too. I'm looking forward to that. I just see here Tim Smith is sitting in an Aussie airport waiting for a flight. See you fellas next week. Does that name ring a bell to you guys?
Well,
we're just cutting out a wee bit. Yeah, I think I got to say that again, Booker. Sorry.
I said Tim Smith is sitting in an Aussie airport waiting for a flight. See you fellas next week. He's got so.
Tim Smith, he's an entrant, and he was one of the very first entrants. He's dead set keen. Drives a Subaru H6, so he actually has a very good delivery on his car. As in, remember, it replicates Greg Graham's Subaru from back in the day. So, yeah, Tim's very, very keen. So we welcome him.
Tim loves the night stuff.
He loves it.
Loves it.
There you go.
So there we go. So good on you. I think we'll be saying team. So I hope you're going all good, team. And we'll get to see you here when you arrive,
he's actually a Kiwi. He's actually a Kiwi.
Oh, is he? Oh, sorry.
See, look what you're doing, kids.
He's a true and true Southerner, so he flies for work in Perth, and then he flies home. Yeah.
You learn something new every day. So there we go.
But when we talk Aussies, we have got someone from Aussie coming. It's done quite a bit in rallying, haven't we?
We have. In particular, a ex-Australian champion, only woman champion, Molly Taylor. So pretty exciting. And not the only Australian. We have Stuart Reid. There's a handful of others too. I'm going to miss a few out. I'm bloody got to be a bit careful what I say here.
Our key presenter is Australian.
Absolutely.
Yeah, Greg Rust. Yeah, he's coming across. Well, he's not racing, but he's going to be our video production frontman. So, but back to Molly. So Molly is Australian rally champion. She's also Extreme E champion as well in the World Extreme E series, and her mother is multiple Australian champion co-driver. Oh. So there's some pretty good heritage there. So it's good getting Molly to come out. She'll put Tim through his paces because she's actually running the same sort of car as what Tim Smith's running. So it'll be good to see how Tim and Molly go up against each other.
Yeah, it'll be really interesting to watch that actually. Molly's a fantastic Castrol ambassador, so she'll put out some pretty good podcasts. It'll go quite global.
Awesome.
Look forward to it. Hey, I do know too also ceremonial start at Bill Richardson's Transport World. It's all happening from there, and there's another place you will spend hours at, Booker. Just reflecting on some of the trucks, cars, where it all started, actually.
Booker will be in the McDonald's toy department.
That's a hard case, isn't it?
They've got the largest collection of McDonald's toys, and they've also got a tribute to Cadbury chocolates as well. So there we go.
Oh, there you go.
They're right, Books. You're going to be in awe when you arrive at those places in Chicago. Trust me.
This is the thing. The whole Invercargill area in the Southland region, it's a place that tends to get overlooked by the Kiwis because it's so far away, and people just are so busy with their lives they don't take the time to get down there. And Tony and I have been spending a lot of time down in that region, and it's just a stunning region. And then when you go into Invercargill itself, and you've got these amazing places that you can visit, it's a really incredible place to go to.
It hasn't really been known as a tourist destination, but they're certainly creating that. There's a heck of a lot of really interesting things to go and do there now. Amazing new big mall they've just built. Fantastic, huge mall, Invercargill Centre.
Yep.
Yeah, really incredible.
It has grown, and I know you're going to catch up with a few others down there too, Books. But yeah, you definitely are going to enjoy down there in Invercargill, mate. That mall they talked about is massive.
Huge, eh?
Yes, the big Kmart mall is massive, and I think past its American bike things, all the American Indian, it's all down there too. You're going to see all that.
Yeah, E. Hayes. So
E. Hayes, that's it. Yeah.
E. Hayes hardware shop, and yeah, I got tricked a few years ago. A friend of mine took me in there and he said, we need to go to the hardware shop to buy something, and tricked me into seeing the little display of the original Indian down the back there and the bit of a collection that they've got. So yeah, it's quite amazing.
Yeah, they've got Burt Munro's original few bikes in there, right?
Yeah, in a glass case. Yep, original bike.
Yeah. That's very cool. But you're going back to the ceremonial start at Bill Richardson Transport World. Amazing venue. And one of the things we're wanting to do is we've got a unique position with rally. Like I said before, because you don't run rally events inside stadiums, you've got this opportunity to be able to take the rally to the people. And traditionally, as you saw with Daybreaker, you bring the rally right into the heart of the town, which is a great way to demonstrate that. We were looking for something a bit unique with Southern Lights, and we're very conscious of the fact that it was 21st of June, so in the winter, and the southernmost city you can get to.
Shortest day of the year. And you know what it's like in the event game, you never know what the weather's going to do. So the idea of having an indoor start was pretty appealing. Hey, we could go to a big warehouse, we could go into a big main freight depot or something like that and do a start. But to do the ceremonial start inside the museum and amongst some of the collection pieces in there is pretty special. Pretty special. Yeah, beautiful setting.
Rally cars driving on polished concrete.
Yeah.
Holy hell. Are you for real? Yeah.
100%. Yeah. We're building our big start truss and big start ramp inside the museum.
Inside the museum. So the cars will drive inside the museum and go over the start ramp inside the museum.
Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome.
Wow.
I mean,
it took a reasonable amount of convincing, didn't it, mate? Like, we had a bit of a vision. I mean, I was introduced to it first. It was one trip at the last minute. Paul couldn't come, and so we were sort of struggling to find a good start area. And so I went and had a look, and I rang Paul and I said, I reckon we could do this inside. He's like, come on, mate, you're dreaming. And so we had a bit more of a talk, and with the marketing people there, and they sort of come to grow to like the idea, and was sort of, it's more from there. It's sort of grown. I think it'll be quite good, be really good. We've got a beautiful VIP area up the top and a big glass mezzanine floor, so that's going to suit them. And there's a good available area for the general public to come in. We're going to have to there's going to be a $10 charge for the charge will go to a charity, but we're just having to do that just because of the pieces and the everything on display, and there's a lot of just priceless stuff. So they're just fairly mindful that they don't want to have swarms and swarms of people in there. So by having a charge, we can make sure that everyone is comfortable in there, and it's just going to work out well.
So the way it'll work too is, we've got 65 cars that have entered the event, and we can fit 10 cars inside at any one time. So there will be 55 cars parked outside on the street. So the street's closed off, and people can walk around there. Obviously, that part's all free of charge. They can meet the drivers. They can look at all the cars. But if they want to go inside where the cars are coming through to go over the start ramp, that's where they need to just pay a $10 donation to charity. So that's what that's for. But it's a stunning venue, and they also get to see a piece of the museum as well, which you'd normally be paying $45 to come into the museum. So it's a nice compromise that we've come to with the museum owners, and we think it's very fair, because the people that come along, they're going to see a lot. They'll see a lot more than they normally would at a traditional rally ceremonial start.
So that's next Friday, 21st, from 4 till 6. That's right.
That's correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
So the first car goes over the start ramp at 5 p.m. And as you know, with rally, the cars are 1 minute apart. And so our first seed, so the car number 1 is Hayden Padden. So he'll go over the ramp at 5, and then he goes into Pebbly Hills, special stage 1, at 5:35. So 35 minutes later, he's in there. So if you can imagine, because we've got 65 cars, when he's going into the stage in Pebbly Hills, we'll have car number 35 driving over the ramp inside Transport World still. So the event will be running in Transport World with cars going over the ramp while there's rally cars in the forest at the same time.
But we're also thinking of the spectator. You know, people want to see the rally car lights in the forest. So we've created a spectator corner in the forest that people can get to. Now, forests are really restrictive on where people can go, but we've managed to convince the forestry owners that just this one corner will work, and they're happy with that. So there is a spectator spot. It's labelled on the spectator map, which there's maps on the website, and there's going to be maps available around the main centres of town anyway. And again, that's just a $10 charge to get in. That covers a whole lot of setup to do with that spectator area. And I tell you what, it's going to be fantastic out there. It's going to be awesome. Real good spectacle, hearing the cars through the forest and the lights. And it's a nice big uphill hairpin corner. It'll be cool. It'll be really cool.
Yeah.
Man, hey kids, you just think that these guys must have the gift of the gab, the stuff they're arranging and getting people to say, yeah, we'll do that, eh? You must be a couple of likeable chaps, eh?
There's a lot of talking goes on, I tell you.
We've even got somebody that's agreed to bring a curtain side truck in to that spectator point. So he's going to back that in. So it's a first in, first serve basis. So if you're there early enough, you'll get a spot up on the back of this truck. Which is all obviously covered in with the curtain sides open, and you'll get a really good view of the hairpin corner. So, we're trying to make it as good as we can for the spectators.
Right.
You wishing you're coming now, eh, kids?
Yeah, because
it's not too late.
What they've said, they've made it good already. It's like, why wouldn't you be there? Why wouldn't you?
Stage 1.
I know. That's just the start. That's only for the first 2 hours. It's like, what the hell? I still got, stage 1. It's like, holy hell. There is a lot of work people need to realize that goes into this, like talking to your farmers, going through the councils, all the rigmarole and everything, getting Paul Richardson's transport to start from there, and then the spectators point. And that's just the very start of what you've said.
Yeah.
This is a huge mammoth effort by a team.
Yeah, we're very lucky. We've got a fairly small team, to be honest, that are helping us. And again, hey, this is all voluntary. No one's getting paid here. We're all doing it off our own backs, and we're doing it because we want to grow the sport and motorsport in general. And it's just our economy at the moment. It's tough out there. And so we want to make sure that our sport is doing the best it can to grow and succeed. Like I say, we're only a very small team, and we freaking do masses of hours, masses. So I thank all the guys. Paul and I thank everyone that helps us. We put in a massive effort, and I know they do too.
Even the businesses as well, though, and here's just another little piece. So when the cars come out of Pebbly Hills, they then drive back into Invercargill, and they have to do an overnight park firm. So it's an overnight halt that they've got to park up, walk away from the car, not allowed to touch it. They're allowed to work on it the next morning, but that night they're not allowed to work on it. So we're parking them inside the Invercargill Central car park building. But as you would imagine, especially if it's wet, the cars are going to be quite muddy.
Yeah.
So we have to run them through a car wash before they go in there. So Tony went and met with the guy from Easy Clean.
Easy Clean, yeah. And thanks to Richard Wilson, who owns that. I mean, tremendous guy. He's allowed us to use that facility. And again, we promote his business in a small way as a thanks for letting us use that. So it enables us to clean the cars so that they're nice and clean going into the Invercargill Centre to be stored in a secure place overnight before it starts in the morning.
So just little wee pieces like that. There's so many little businesses that are helping like that.
Yeah. Talking to Easy Clean, Booker, when I caught up with you a couple of weekends ago, I should have given you some of the tokens that I still have from Easy Clean because I drove in to clean my ute.
Could have done my camper.
Could have done your camper.
Could have gone at the end of that stage and watched a couple of rally cars, eh?
I tell you what, Booker, you're going to have to easy clean your camper by the time you get it down to Invercargill.
Yeah. I might have to easy clean myself. I have a rough ferry ride as well.
Wow.
No, you got to be careful. There's pretty high pressure, those guns.
Yeah.
I mean, like the whole event and what you guys are doing, I think, is awesome. And I'm really glad to be a part of it, to come down. And as I'm moving on to the next bit that you guys have been developing, and I did one show with you for it, and I think Lance did the next one. But the new rally radio that you've developed and got up and running, then that's my part that I'm helping with. With updates every hour on the hour people can get. I think we've got a different format for this Southern Lights rally, which I'm still to be fully told what I'm doing, but I'll just point and shoot and do as I'm told. So, but tell us about the fans about the rally radio and where they go to hear it and what they can do for that part of the rally side as well, for those that can't make the rally.
Yeah, thanks, Booker. I guess it's not a new concept. It's rally radio has been something that was quite popular back in the early 2000s, back in the time in which there was no live pictures, or it wasn't easy to bring live pictures. If you can imagine, we're not in a stadium, so bringing live pictures of the event is very hard, unlike at a race circuit or a speedway track.
And what Paul's referring to is WRC, World Rally Championship. So World Rally Championships solely relied on the rally radios that it had set up.
Yeah. So we've had a look at it, and we spoke to a few people, and it seemed that there was a lot of people that thought that it would be great to have a rally radio concept again, including us. Not to take away from any other forms of media that are out there delivering the results, but if you can imagine when you're on an event, it can be hard to sometimes tune in to find out specifically what the result of the rally is. Back in the day, we used to look for timesheets, and there'd be people on the side of the road handing out timesheets as you're driving off to the next stage. So we've moved on from there because you can access things on your phone now, which is great. And we've got the likes of live stream, which is available, and that's great too. The whole idea of rally radio, though, was to be able to satisfy those that are perhaps driving in their car and they can't be watching live stream, or perhaps they can't be at the event and they're at home working in their workshop, or they're busy doing what they're doing, and they haven't got time to be looking at pictures, or they haven't got time to be jumping on the internet to scroll through to find out what the latest results were. So we've got this radio station, and it just plays music. We'd love to have a lot more content, and we'll eventually get there with it, but it plays a bit of music, and then on the top of the hour, it'll give you a 5 to 7 minute update on what's actually happening with the event. But what we're doing for this event is we're stepping it up a little bit more, which is much like what we did at the Otago rally, where we've got a couple of people out at the end of the stages and out at the service parks, and they'll be interviewing drivers and capturing stories remotely and recording those, and then we go and return them back to Booker, who's going to be piecing it all together. And between the tops of the hour broadcasts, he'll be dropping in these other interviews and things that are going on in the event. And we're also going to do some live stage end crosses as well. So that's a new piece that we haven't done yet, where at the end of a stage, we'll have a reporter there who's just grabbing interviews with the drivers as they come in out of the stage, and that will be live as well, and in times that they're going to slot into the program.
And honestly, it's anyone that's listening to this now, just go and have a listen. rallyracegroup.com, and that's our website, and you'll click on Rally Radio. It's really easy. You can do that right now. There'll be a bit of music, and there'll be a little bit of a from the Canterbury Rally and the previous weekend playing, but it's well worth it on the event to just drop in every hour on the hour. It'll be from about sort of, I think, 9 or 10. We haven't defined that exactly, the definite time that the hour will be starting. But not only we give you the good reports and interviews from the top drivers, but there'll be interviews from all of the event and different drivers throughout the actual event itself. Now, those interviews, I tell you, are just golden. Everybody who's driving on the event has something going on. There's some absolute fantastic stories that come out and some absolute giggles. It really is very, very good. It's well worth a listen.
I think that's the good part. It's like when me and Kins go to a track and we do our interviews and we talk to people before the meeting, we talk to every driver, and not just the ones that are always up there in the top end, but everybody. And that's what I like about what you're talking about. I think anybody that's involved in a motorsport event is important to talk to as that person that's the top of the event. So, for example, I'd say whoever your lowest driver in the event is, but they're out having fun, to me, they're just as important to talk to as Hayden Padham,
Oh, their story will be as good, if equally not better.
And that's what I love about it. I mean, and I think, to me, that's how you bring the fans and the interest back into your sport, is by interviewing and talking to all those people, because they've all got stories, they've all got a tale to tell, they're all spending the same time getting the cars ready, they're all doing the, and putting the 100% effort in. And I think that's how we rejuvenate our sports.
Exactly like Speedway, Bookie. You hit the nail on the head. And it's great to hear you guys do the same sort of thing. That's fantastic. It's really good. We've just got to spread that love and nurture those younger fellas coming through, or the next generation.
Yeah, 100%.
When you get the opportunity to speak to everyone, you're actually enhancing these skills to adopt to, as we spoke right at the start, what you want, the digital media, because someone's going to put a camera or microphone in front of them one day. It gives them a chance to thank their families, to work at crews, recognize your sponsors, So you need to, in my mind and Booker's mind, we treat everyone all the same. They deserve all that recognition. Anyway, I'll just quickly say hello to Jace Gutteridge. Happy birthday, first and foremost, Mr. Pitts Media TV. Yes, Booker will start mowing your lawns when he drives to your place in Invercargill. And Booker, have you changed over to South Island money yet, Books?
I got to get my passport sorted too, don't I? I've been told.
He got his passport ready to be stamped on the ferry.
Yeah. But you're going overseas, mate. You're going overseas. Mark Goodman's got in there talking about the bunnies and everything like that as well. But a rugby league talk, more state of origin. What else we got here? Janie Blair, I think. I'll just go inside and tell my chicken and wait for my driver to come in and collect me. Yeah,
I saw that. Who was that, Kins? That was one of the drivers. Must be a co-driver, I think. They'll tell us. Janie Blair? Yeah, Janie Blair.
Janie's been an amazing help to help piece this event together. Janie's from the South Otago Car Club. They've been very instrumental in us being able to actually pull this event together. Janie has blue hair, and Janie loves our clothing that we've got because it's blue and purple.
Yeah. Janie, as Paul says, Janie's been a massive help in South Otago Car Club, allowing us to make the event happen. So, yeah, we thank them very much.
Just seen the profile picture of it. You're right, 100% got the blue and the purple going on. I've just checked out the website where you can get the merch like what you're wearing there. Paul got it on there, and yeah, go and check it out. R2G.
We've got some cheeky merch in there as well. If you scroll down to the bottom and seen the cheeky stuff that we've got,
you need to have a look at that,
especially for Booker.
I see it.
One of these.
Yeah, it's the infant one piece, Booker. That's what he's talking about.
No, not that one. No, okay. Look at the adult stuff. There's some adult tops there.
Yeah, I get adult one piece too as well. It's just 2 4XLs.
It's a sack.
Get the old sugar sack out.
Have you found
it? He hasn't found it yet.
He hasn't found it.
Oh, I see it. I'm not going to say that. If it's cold is what I'll say. If it's cold.
We've been doing a lot of trips down there, and it seems to be the most commonly used phrase.
Oh, yeah.
So we thought, let's make a t-shirt on that.
If it's cold. There you go, Books. $45. No, that's cool. Hey, and it's good to have a bit of a laugh and a bit of cheek with it as well. And I just checked out, obviously, what's on the Rally Radio. You can see it there. You can click the little play button on the rallyracegroup.com website. Everything's on there.
Yeah, go and check
It's pretty fun.
that page out, people. It gives you all the information, and yeah, it's worth a look, 100%. But so how many entrants have we got for this rally? All up?
65.
Awesome.
Which is pretty good. I mean, we're realistically aiming for 60. I think we sort of talked long and hard about what was a realistic number, and 60 is a realistic number. You know, was the sort of the goal. It's pretty tough to get everyone right down the bottom of New Zealand, but there's multiple different reasons. We've got people coming out of Auckland that haven't rallied all year, and they're just going down to Southland and then coming up to Daybreaker, just doing our 2 events. I heard 2 different lots of people are doing that, and that was fantastic to hear. So everyone's got their own reason. There's championship guys, and then there's a lot of guys that have different reasons for doing it.
There's guys locally that haven't rallied for years who are pulling their cars out of the shed, like what we had with Daybreaker, which is fantastic. We've got a young fellow out of Cromwell. He's doing his first ever rally.
16 years old.
Yep, he's been doing rally stuff with his father as a co-driver, and now he's going to be a driver. And we've got old Neville with his 1989 V8 Ford Falcon.
Yep.
Yeah. So
local.
He's a local. Steve King, he's a local. Yeah, and it was what you're saying before. It's the guys that are making up the rest of the field. That you've got to stop and have a look at what they're doing and listen to their journey and hear their story as well. It's pretty cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah. What's cool also, Tony, is you've continued on with the Tmac Tiki Tour as well. You've got the scan for the QR code for directions that continue. I remember us talking about that with the Daybreaker, but you've brought it forward into this, obviously the world's southernmost championship rally as well. So make sure you go and follow them on Facebook, Southern Lights Rally. All that information is relevant there. I suppose we better move on from the excitement, what's happening with the 4 p.m. on the Friday. Let's talk the Saturday. Let's get into the big day as well. That's going to be just an exciting day.
Well, we start with probably, I wouldn't say it's the toughest stage, but definitely the longest stage. So stage 2, which is the first stage on the Saturday. And as we've said earlier, it'll be in the dark. It's 46 kilometres long. It's pretty grunty for a first stage. It's pretty pacey, but I personally think it's one of the most spectacular stages of the whole event. It's got a very wide, flowy, hard base road with good grass verge. It's going to be pacey. It will be quick. And again, if those top guys, if they have a really good recce and are absolutely millimetre perfect in their driving, they will have a very good stage time. But you could potentially, if you're going to go steady in there, you could also hemorrhage a lot as well. It's a tricky one. You just got to find your rhythm, and it's first off the bat. You know, some guys are really good out of the blocks, and some guys just take a wee while to get on top of, your game for the whole day. So you need to come out with your race face on, but you need to make sure you're at the end of that stage as well. Then they'll head into Winton.
Yes, we've got a service park in Winton, which gets used twice. So Winton's it's about half an hour's drive direct north of Invercargill on the way to Queenstown. So that's the service base. The cars will come into there. They'll take their lights off the cars because it'll be daylight. They'll do some servicing, put new tyres on, new fuel, and then off they go, and they do a group of 3 public road stages before going back to Winton. Then they go off to a forestry stage in Woodlaw. No spectators in that stage, but it's okay because the group of 3 stages is some very good spectating points around there. So they do stage 6, which is Woodlaw, and then they head down into Happy Valley and then another service to a Tapri. What I mentioned at this point is on the Saturday we've got 8 stages, one of them being forestry, so 7 public road stages. The spectator points that we've got set up on those stages, which in total is 12, are free to attend. So we talked before about how it's $10 to come to the ceremonial start and $10 to go to Pebbly Hills. Out on the roads, out on the public road stages at those spectator points is free of charge.
And it's just a matter of parking up and then walking in, looking at your map. And there'll be spectator marshals there and block marshals and just adhering to what they're saying. They're there to try and help you guys and to keep safe. And, hey, I know it's easy to get a little bit peed with them sometimes, but they're volunteers like all of us, and we've just got to try and adhere to them and listen to what they're saying. So they're only there for the good of the sport. There's some real spectacular spots to go to. And I'll be releasing a bit of a Tmac secret tiki tours coming up next week as well. And we'll have some secret little spots you can go into that are probably the better spots of the whole event if you're a real true enthusiast to get into some stages.
Remember, it's when you're following a rally, it's like you're doing your own rally as well. It's a bit of an adventure, and the spectators get their own spectator guides, and we've got that QR code that you can scan to go after the spectator points. But it's you've got to plan your day. You've got to understand we're going to go to that spectator point, and then we're going to jump in the car and head off to this one. I wanted to mention as well Tua Tapri. So we're going to Tua Tapri for a service, which is right out west. That little town, man, they're buzzing, eh? They're really
peaking.
buzzing.
Yeah, peaking.
There's going to be another group, I think, that's heading through about the same time, the Aussie Crawl group.
Aussie Crawl, that was it.
Yeah, so there's another car event on, and they're heading through to Tiana or somewhere like that. And
85 Australian cars, and they're going to be cruising on through. So they were going to make a point of cruising on through and parking up and having a look around. So, yeah, it's pretty cool to have the clash of the codes, both of them there. So, yeah, Tua Tapri's really fired up about that. So we head off to McConachy stage, which Block Road is a really good spectator spot. Come into Block Road to the McConachy corner is a really good spectator spot. And then the last gravel stage of the day, Purakino Valley, again, very fast, flowy stage, before heading to our final stage of the whole event, Teretonga. And it's not just a flow around the circuit in years gone by. So what we've done this year, I think it'll be pretty cool. And again, you've got to try these things enough they're going to work or not. So we're starting on a gravel piece of road that runs around the back of the circuit. And it'll run around the back of the circuit and weave through some gates. And it's going to sort of, I wouldn't quite say jump, but it's going to dip down onto the track. And they'll run through a set of chicanes and then finish on the infield. So it's fairly short and sharp. But I think it'll be spectacular enough. And again, spectators are they're allowed to come there and have a look. It is $10 to get into the gate there. We've just got quite a bit of setup with getting that stage sorted out. So it's the only other place that it's going to require a small fee to come in. There's going to be plenty of parking. There's going to be food trucks. There's going to be all sorts going on there. So it'll be pretty spectacular.
Awesome.
Sounds very spectacular. Hey, just going back to Jason's busy watching the show here, Booker. They might decline your entry into the South Island, mate. But he has told you it is effing cold down there tonight. So, yeah. Daybreak convention, guys.
No, when a southerner says that, it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what worries me. Holy sniffing duck shit. I tell you.
Yeah. Aussie Crawl. Hey, I heard you say Aussie Crawl. I was sitting there going, oh, how? I want to start singing again, eh? And the boys line up. And the boys line up. Don't be so reckless. Oh, here we go.
So you need to do a tour, Kings. Come and do a tour and drive around and spectate the rally.
Oh, give me a microphone. I'll be singing away there.
So, listening to you guys talk about the stages, like Tony, you, I can hear the passion and how excited you are about each stage. And being a rally driver yourself, you know there's excitement.
Oh, mate.
When's the point now where you're thinking, I need to be in my car and doing these stages?
Oh, I want to be. But again, and I'm going to get a bit serious here. Like, Paul and I are hugely passionate about making sure that this sport at least stays stable, if not grows.
Yep.
And I'm prepared to just put my bit of driving on hold. I can come back and do a bit of driving next year and do some sprint events. I mean, I'd passionately love to do this event, but we really want to see these types of events start to grow again. We really have to. I just think it's motorsport in general. And I think right back to the start of this show, Booker, when you started talking about the social media and a bit of negativity, we've all got to do something to help the sport that we passionately love, whether it's motocross, speedway, rallying. Just make sure, even if you're a competitor, just do one thing to try and help the sport grow. And that's what we're about. We're just trying to make the thing grow. That's what we're really passionate about it.
Yeah.
I'm the same as Book. I can hear the passion. I can hear the passion 100%. And that started from the onset when we brought you two gentlemen into the show. It just kicked off from the passion, really, the passion, the drive. And I got that experience when we spoke to you about Daybreaker, you know, and you guys just never. Do you guys sleep?
Nah. Nah.
I get about 4 hours and then wake up,
Yeah.
start writing shit down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. Just got to keep going. We're not on
Yeah.
this earth for very long. You got to keep going. Keep going.
I just think that every sport needs people like yourselves to promote it and push it, because a lot of our motorsport in New Zealand has sort of fallen back a bit. I think Speedway's grown a bit the last few years. Rallying, I think it's slowly moving. You see a bit more. But even our normal stuff we see around the tracks and that, like you guys were doing that. I mean, yourself, Tony, were helping us set up the Toyota series as well. I mean, we don't even see that on TV and the people's passion. I mean, the V8s come here and everyone gets excited about it. I want that excitement that's at the V8s at every single one of our own motorsport events around this country, whether it be, like you say, motocross, speedway, rallying, whatever. We just need to bring that back, because how many great New Zealanders, drivers, and over the times have we had that go overseas that have come from all these little series?
And it's not just over the years, Booker. Right now, I actually think we're going through a bit of an unprecedented time with motorsport in New Zealand, with Kiwis competing overseas. Like every week, there is something on the TV news about a Kiwi doing well overseas.
Yep.
And there is something in the water here. And we've got a lot of talent in this country, and we've got to showcase it. And that talent starts at that lowest level, at that entry level, and comes through. And so you just got to push it. And the big thing for us is the names. You've got to put those names of the people out there, because that's one of the things that's been lacking.
Yeah.
Is people don't know who they are. It's all about the car and not about the driver. And it should be more about who the drivers are.
Yeah, we've got to showcase them more. We've got to really put them up a bit more on a pedestal. And we've got to bring those next lot of names through.
Yeah.
100%.
100%. So, where does the average punter get to keep in touch? What's all your social media places you can go and check out? Obviously, what's all the details, or the websites? What's everything that everyone can kind of
for this event, obviously, Southern Lights Rally event. What we've done this time around is we haven't set up a website that's specifically Southern Lights Rally. So that's rallyracegroup.com. We did the Daybreaker Rally initially, and that was going to be a one-off, or not a one-off, but we're just going to do that one event. And then when we decided to do a second event, it made more sense rather than having multiple platforms, just to focus on the one. So we've got rallyracegroup.com is the main hub, but then obviously on the social media channels, you've got Southern Lights Rally and you've got Daybreaker Rally. So it's pretty simple to be able to figure your way around.
No, I love what you're saying. Yeah, I love what you're saying. It's all there. Like, I'm looking at it now. So everything there, even the Daybreaker stuff's there as well. Rally Radio, the YouTube, the contact details, information, spectator, rally guide. Click on the links. I tell you what, I've just gone through that. It's even got the merch with the great writing on these t-shirts there as well.
Come on, say it.
No, I know you always say it. Hey, you want me to say that bloody thing, don't you? But yeah, I'll go and check it all out. And
well, I'll tell you what, Kinser, I've had a look online while we've been on this call, and it's $280 next Wednesday for you to fly to Invercargill with Booker at Motorcycle Mecca, and we'll see if we can get you a t-shirt at the same time.
Yeah. A bloody ounce twisting, mate.
And we've got free accommodation, because, like, old mate's got a bed in his camper for you.
Yeah. Sounds good, eh? What they call it, spooning? Spooning?
Yeah. He's going to be the big spoon.
Hey, look, quickly, we're just about out of time, but quickly, a shout out to all the people, sponsors that have helped you with the rally, if you'd like to do, if you can remember them all. I've seen you've been doing those shout outs of different things on the Facebook, so I thought I'll give you an opportunity to.
Thank you very much. Yeah, Transport World have been an absolute key and as a partner in the event and helping bring this together. We've had great support as well from Allied, the 24/7 fuels. South Roads have been amazing. South Roads, if you can imagine, with Rally, we've got road closures to deal with, we've got road maintenance to deal with, and we've also got traffic management to deal with as well. So South Roads are certainly a big help with a big part of that. We've had really good support too from the Southland District Council, the Invercargill City Council, ILT, and the Invercargill Licensing Trust, Ashley Communications, Mitre 10 Mega. They've come on board to help us with this event. You know, we've had some really good support, and then there's the clubs as well. So we've had Southland Sports Car Club, who are in Teretonga. We've had the Eastern Southland Car Clubs come on board to help us as well as the South Otago Car Club. So yeah, we're very lucky to have some very good partners. It's been great. Thank you.
That's wonderful.
I see Jason's just put up kids you can stay at his place, bro.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah, I'll go bloody stay with Jace. But like you said, if you go and check out the event partners, there's a full list down at the bottom here on the website, rallyracegroup.com, and get out there and support them, because we all
thank you very much, guys, for letting us come on your show. It's fantastic of you, and look forward to having you down there, Booker.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to next Wednesday night, mate. Live out of Motorcycle Mecca, I think you said. Yeah, that's going to be awesome. We might have some drivers with us too to talk to, hopefully, and we'll
probably some local guys. Yeah,
so I'm looking forward to that.
Okay,
good.
Gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to catch up with you two wonderful gentlemen who do an amazing work behind the scene around the events that you're passionate with. Not only you two, I know it's a massive team effort, and it just doesn't happen overnight. Get more than 4 hours sleep sometime when it happens. Take care. I nearly said the T-shirt word, nearly said it, boys, nearly. But hey, I hope it all goes well, and I'm looking forward to catching up next Wednesday, and appreciate both of your time, your knowledge, and your passion and love for it all. So thank you for joining us tonight, eh?
Thanks for having us on the show.
Yeah, thanks to you too, both.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Cheers. Thank you.
Thank you. And there we go. That is it for Trackside with Copper, brought to you by GARAGE16, Booker and Kins here, and we're back again live from down there in Invercargill. We'll catch up with my good mate here, who's going to have a bumpy ride crossing the Cook Strait, but he will enjoy himself. I know he's
we might do a couple of lives for the people for the trip down there to show the trip down and what we're doing and stuff, and a bit of a build up towards this Southern Lights rally. I'm really excited that they've invited me and are bringing me down there. So yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, when you go through Kaikoura, there is a beautiful place that'll look like Happy Days, the little restaurant. If you go in there, cost you $10, you'll see all the classic cars in a museum at the bottom. You'll know what I'm talking about as soon as you see it with the big jukebox looking thing and all that stuff. Pretty cool place. I know you're going through there, but I look forward, mate, to catching up with you down there at Motorcycle Mecca. Safe travels when you head off on Saturday, and great to catch up with those two gentlemen. And yeah, bloody lucky you, mate.
Yeah, I'm trying to twist your arm now. Get on the plane.
I know. And if I get on the plane, I'm going to go and stay with Jace. Jace, happy birthday, by the way, mate. I'll bloody come and stay with you. And yeah, you're going to have an awesome time, Box. And I'm quite excited, actually, to catch you live from the Mecca place. And yeah, I can't wait to see what that's going to be like next Wednesday.
Okay, team, thanks for joining in. We hope you enjoy this. Not our normal show that we do, but we are trying to promote more than just Speedway here with our Kokpit Media. We're a motorsport show. We've actually got Greg Murphy booked in. He'll be joining us in July because he's so busy. I've got to contact him back, but he's keen to come on and have a good talk to us in July. So that's talk about different motorsports, not just Speedway, but rally next week. Good luck to all those that have been nominated and made the finals and the awards. And just think about what we said earlier in the show about what you put on Facebook and how you attack people, because it does affect more than just that person. So, but other than that, have a fantastic week. We hope you enjoy what we did. Join us next week at Motorcycle Mecca. I'm excited as I think I'm getting put in front of the Ivan Major display, which is even more exciting.
You'll want to walk around. You'll want to walk around, mate. You will. I guarantee you will. You'll say, oh, no, I want to go with it now. Oh, I want to go with it now.
Yeah, going to do my best Titanic impression on the boat. So, yeah. But yeah, thank you, kids.
Thank you, Thor. No, thank you, mate. Thanks, everyone. And yeah, hope you enjoyed the show, and Tony, Paul, and everyone that's associated with this event. Yeah, I know it's a lot of work. Thank you, everyone. Keep warm and take care, and we'll catch you back next Wednesday. See you.
Thank you. Holy snapping duck shit.
My good mate from Bump and Run Booker joins us.
I'm excited for another great show tonight. Give it the hoot, Natty.